Welcome everyone, World Martial Arts Live. I'm Katie Murphy.
I'm David Kalish.
For the next 45 minutes, we are going to take you through a Krav Maga seminar, lesson, practice. But by way of introduction, I'm Katie Murphy. I train personally I train under Krav Maga New York, Krav Maga Alliance, down in Somers, New York. We're located in the United States. I teach here at Fighting Spirit Karate, FSK, Krav Maga, located in Gardner, New York. Both of us are longtime martial artists. I have a 5th degree in Goju-Ryu Karate, and I am a level 4 instructor in Krav Maga. I have been doing Krav Maga for over 13 years. And while in New York, we still have a mask mandate. David, my training partner, is also my husband. So because we are family, we are going to be teaching this seminar live without our masks on for today. And I'm wishing everyone who is with me today all the best. And I hope that participating in today's event and in today's seminars lifts your spirits and brings us all together. And I'm very much looking forward to seeing my extended World Kabuto family again when we can be in person.
So my name is David Kalish, and first I just want to say thank you to everyone that made this possible. This is an incredible event. We just literally watched one of our good friends that we haven't seen in over a year, Adam Brogan, doing a seminar that was fantastic. And my background, as Katie mentioned, we're both lifelong martial artists. We've been doing traditional martial arts our entire lives. I have literally, this year is my 39th year in martial arts, which is pretty crazy. Background in karate and taekwondo and Shingatai Jiu-Jitsu under John Saylor. And we just have a lot of fun. We actually met through a martial arts event like this one when we used to be able to do this in person.
So without further ado, we'll provide our names and our info again at the end of the session in case anybody jumps in late, and we know this is also being recorded. But certainly at any time, if you want to connect with us, we are on Facebook, Katie Murphy, David Kalish. You can't miss us in our 2018 Athens pictures are our images for Facebook. Anyway, our plan for you today, we have 3 objectives we want to share with you. So when we present the Krav Maga seminar to our martial arts family, we try to find techniques and principles that will apply to all martial arts and everything that can work with that. So today we are going to warm you up just a little bit. Not sure what seminars you're coming from, if you're jumping in for the first time. And we try to also give a perspective for instructors. What are some things, regardless of your style, that you can add and play with, maybe as perhaps part of your warm-ups. But also we understand some of you may be training today without a partner, so where we can, I'll also provide options for those of you who are training alone in your house or dojo this afternoon. So without further ado, let's give a quick bow, Ida, and let's get started. If you happen to have a partner training with you today, start moving around just a little bit. Whatever fighting stance your style has, get in that fighting stance. And just start moving around. If you have a partner, look for distancing. We're just moving in your fighting stance, whatever that looks like. So I'm moving forward, I'm moving back, I'm moving right, I'm moving left, my partner's mirroring me. I'm following a little bit. What kind of distance do I want to be at to be comfortable?
And this is one of the things that Katie and I will do at live seminars. We often start with this so we can see how everybody moves in the room. It's usually very telling for instructors.
All right. Now that we've got our pace going, we're going to add some techniques. This is how we warm up sometimes. Without our traditional warm-ups of squats and jumping jacks, we call it our tapping shoulders drill. So what I'm looking for in my fighting stance, I'm looking to mimic the movements of a jab, cross, maybe even a hook, maybe even an uppercut, by opening my hands and tapping my partner lightly. So I'm going to look to tap his shoulders, hips, belly, by mimicking those movements. At the same time, my partner can check those movements. So I throw these movements, it's nice and light, quick, and he's checking. Right? He can also do them at the same time, so it becomes a mini sparring match. So I look to check while he strikes. This is just our warm-up. We're light, we're not going hard. My goal is not to slam him. My goal is also not to do this. So I want to really mimic jab, cross, hooks, uppercuts with open hands and moving lightly and quickly. So if you happen to have a training partner right now, go ahead and do that. If you don't, that's okay. Shadow box, get in your stance and give a little light shadow boxing, whatever that looks like in your style. Go for it. Good, and time. Let's add a little intensity to this to get really warmed up. So if you are training with a partner, decide who is person A and who is person B. I will be A, my partner David will be B. When I call out, A is gonna go first. I'm the first one to go. If you're working alone, you can decide to be A, and when we are working through the A partner rounds, that's your time to go.
Or you can be both.
Or you can do both and do it twice, up to you. So our first one, we're gonna build in some intensity work and some of the different things we do in Krav Maga. The first round, we are going to sprawl. A sprawl is a technique that we do if a person were coming into me with the idea of doing a takedown. Thank you. So just for our warm-up, instead of actually having my partner do a takedown and sprawling on him, I'm gonna look to kick both my feet out, laying in this position, hands on the floor, feet on the floor, hips are down, keep it that I'm driving my chest and hips into my partner. And then I'm gonna pop right back up into my fighting stance, ready to engage with my partner. So I am A, I'm gonna do sprawl first every time I call it out. So you're building your reaction to hearing a command. I will switch you when it's time for B to go. Go ahead. Sprawl. Get engaged right away. Sprawl. Right away, pop up. Sprawl. Time. Now let's switch. Person B, it's their turn to go. And if you're working alone, feel free to do it again the second time. Engage, go. Sprawl. 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 And time. Rest. Let's add a second element. This time we are going to back, break, fall. So when I call back, you're going to look to stop your movement and engage in a break fall. For us, we tend to come to a fighting position with a leg that's chambered, ready to throw some kicks, hands up, abs are engaged for a little bit forward now. After I sprawl, I might throw a kick or two, I'm going to look to get up. I can do a technical get up and create space. I can do a get up in space, or when I need to stand up. Either way, both have advantages and disadvantages. And if you've taken my seminar before, we worked on this a little bit. So that doesn't matter. If your style has a different way of getting up off the ground, go ahead and do that. When I call back, break, fall, get up to your feet right away and re-engage with your partner right away. Person A is going first. A goes first. Let's go, engage. Back. Back. One more time, back. And stop.
Oh, we're done.
And you can certainly, as you're engaging with your partner, move around a little more. We are trying to stay on screen here. Let's engage partner B. It's your turn. Back. Back. Right, get right on as soon as he gets up. And last time back. Good, and time. Stop. One more that we add in, so this is all part of our warm-up. If you're feeling warm now, feeling a little out of breath, you can see that it doesn't take a lot to get you ready to work out, but it's trained. Last piece is attack. So same thing, decide who's A, decide who's B. A is going first. When I shout attack, A is going to look to make palm heels right to the face. When that happens, B is going to cover up, and you have a couple of defensive positions. If you have something in your style that is particular, go ahead and do that. We like to cover up. Both hands on the top of the head, elbows protecting this out to the front, arms protecting the side of the head. It can look like this. It can even look like this. But protecting, and you should be able to see underneath your arms, either way.
Through the sun.
So you protect your face from being attacked. When that happens, now partner B is also looking for their counter. And since their hands are engaged in protecting themselves up here, they're going to look to use their legs. And in Krav Maga, we love the groin kick. Go right up to the groin. So let's see what this looks like. When I say attack, A, you attack. Back off, leave me alone. Right? So B is going to look for that groin kick. He's going to protect himself, look for that groin kick. And he may even verbalize, shout commands, get away from me, leave me alone, don't touch me, back off. And if you're working with someone, feel free to do that. It's kind of fun. It gives you an excuse to yell. And if you're working alone, just practice when you hear the word attack. Hovering, maybe even moving your body a little bit and looking for that groin kick. Okay?
And in practice, we'll use inside leg kick as well, just so I don't hurt my car.
All right, so he's not going to actually touch my groin, he's going to look at my inside leg. All right, so that works as well. All right, let's give it a go. We're going to engage again, so it might be a little light sparring, a little light tapping. When I shout attack, A attacks first. Attack! Back! Leave me alone! Attack! Back off! Leave me alone! Engage. Attack! Back off! Leave me alone! Good, and time. Now it's B's turn. When I shout attack, B will attack, and A will now have to defend. And don't forget, when you defend, you're covering up, you're looking for your counter, and you're verbalizing, shouting something at your partner.
Big part of Krav Maga is that verbalization, very important.
Okay, engage. Attack! Get away from me! Leave me alone!
Oh.
Attack! Get away! And attack! And time rest. If you need a sip of water, now is a great time to get that. If you take my Krav Maga seminars, you know we work hard for 45 minutes. So now, that was a great warm-up, but also a great practice to our reaction drills for hearing. So we heard a command. We heard a command of sprawl, we heard a command of back, we heard a command of attack. Now, let's practice our reaction to seeing it. So no commands will be shouted. You want to look for it from a partner. So if you're training alone, maybe watch us for a few seconds to see what that looks like. So from a visual reaction perspective, when we are looking at a sprawl. I'm going to look for my partner to make that motion as if they're going to be coming into me to be doing a takedown, a single leg, double leg takedown, doesn't matter. So we might be engaged, and then all of a sudden I see my partner do this. Duck low, head to me, maybe arms out and around as if he's about to take me down. So as soon as I see that motion from my attacker, I'm going to look to sprawl and come up. So instead of listening, I'm now looking. So that's for the sprawl. For the back break fall, I'm now looking for this, a big push. Both hands are shoving out to me. Break fall, kick, get up. Okay? So that would be for our back break fall. And then for our attack, we just simply all of a sudden, out of nowhere, coming right to my forehead, these strong palm heels, strong palms. So as soon as I see this happening, I'm looking to cover up. Okay? So now we're going to engage in a visual reaction to all of this. So if you happen to have a partner, go ahead and engage. And if you don't have a partner, you can just simply shadow box. And I will work with you right now if you do not have a partner. So I'm facing the screen. We're engaged. A little like shadow boxing, moving. Good. At any time, one of you can make this motion. If you see this, it's time to sprawl. Come right back up. And then you engage with your partner. You're working alone, like I'm right now, to give you that idea of what that looks like. I'm going to do a little light shadow boxing. As soon as you see me on the screen, go like this, you sprawl. Right back. Couple more with the sprawl. See me do this. Go ahead, sprawl. Right up. Good. Couple more. Nice. We're shadow boxing, we're moving, whatever our style has in the system, that's fine. I come in, we sprawl, we come up. Excellent. Now let's change it up. You're going to see me do this. That's a push for you to do a back break fall and stand up. So let's move. We're shadow boxing. You see me push. Go ahead and do a back break fall. Stand right up. And go again. And you see this. And go ahead, back break fall, stand right up. Let's do 2 more of these. Shadow box, move on your own, whatever that looks like. And push. Back break fall. Good. 1 more of these. Get back to your shadow boxing. And push. Good. Break fall and get right on up. All right. Last episode for this. Last scenario. If you're working with a partner, make sure you're taking turns right now. And if you're working alone, that's okay. You can do it with me here on the screen. Is that attack? So there's no command for me. You're looking just all of a sudden for those strong palm heels to make that happen. Okay? So get back to shadow boxing or engaging with your partner. We're moving. Good. All of a sudden, strong palm heels to the face. You look to cover, you look to counter, and get out. All right. I'm going to do this for you now. Let's go. Here's my attack. Good. You should have countered, covered, countered. Awesome. Let's do this 2 more times. Your shadow box. You're looking at me on the screen if you're working alone, or you're looking at your partner if you're working with someone. Right, here's my attack. Hopefully you covered, hopefully you countered. And 1 more time. Here's the attack. Good, awesome. And hopefully you covered, hopefully you countered, and got back. Nice job. All right, take a little rest for just a second here. Grab a sip of water if you need it. I'm going to do that myself. I'm going to move into the next segment of our seminar. Hopefully you are warm. If this is your first seminar of the afternoon and you need a few seconds to stretch, go ahead and do that right now. If you've been doing many seminars and you're already warm, just grab that quick sip of water, and we'll be back in 2 seconds. All right, everyone. Hopefully we got a sip of water, we're rested. So a couple of things we wanted to share with you tonight, and I'm actually going to change out partners. We have some of our folks from the dojo are training back behind us on the screen. So when that happens, you will see that I will put my mask on because I will be training with folks that are outside of my family. And we, as I said, when I introduced myself in the beginning, we are in New York, USA, and we are still under a mask mandate unless we are working with family. So some of the concepts I really wanted to focus on today was to look at some basic principles that can apply to whatever martial arts style that you work. I love Krav Maga, but I also love my karate and my other martial arts that I do. And all of the years that I've studied Krav Maga, the thing that I love the best about it is it's based on gross motor movements, it's based on quick reaction, and it's based on very simple common principles that can apply to anything. So regardless of what style you're training, whether it's jiu-jitsu or kung fu or Japanese karate, Okinawan karate, it's not hard, it's not fancy, it's simplistic, and you can take something away with it. So let's talk first about what we call control positions. So I'm gonna have my partner come up now. Welcome to Alexa, my training partner. So control position. So a control position looks like a position here. Right? When I have a partner. When I have a partner in control. Right? So maybe, you think that comes towards me, maybe my partner's attacking me. And I get into this position and I have control. Right? So from here, you can see that I'm in my fighting stance. So I've got one leg forward, one leg back, my toes are pointed forward, my legs are bent. My hips are underneath my shoulders. I feel stabilized. From a control position here, I can throw knees, I can throw kicks, I can hammer fist, I can palm the face, I can elbow the face. So that's one of our control positions. Let's show it to you from the other side. So here. Now this hand, we can do a couple of things with this hand. I can be grabbing right here on the tricep. I can be hooked. I can simply be holding here at the wrist. Most important is this one. I'm at a 45-degree angle. I'm not overextended, or she'll dive under me. So I don't want to be overextended. I want to be here, so she can't do that, but I also don't want to let it collapse and she'll crush me. So I really have to keep it very perfectly at this 45, cross or collarbone. This hand, depending on the attack, I might be at her wrist, I might be at her bicep, tricep, but from here, where I can even be hooked, I can throw groin kicks, I can throw knees. If I feel like she's not really pushing into me too much, I might release and throw a hammer fist. I might release right to the face, elbow to the face. So I have this nice tight controlled position. Right? So that sometimes in our school we call this reference, but really it's just a control position. That is one of our control positions. It can be done from left side or right side. In a very beginner Krav class, level 1, level 2, we tend to teach our students, your dominant side is back. So I am a righty, right with my right hand, right leg is back, right hand is back. So I do a reference position with my right leg back, my right hand back. So it's my right hand across, left hand here. So if you are training with a partner right now, go ahead, have one person get like this. So I'll have Alexa show that. As if she's about to attack. Maybe she's gonna like rush me and take me down. Right? I'm going to get into this control position. So attacks don't necessarily happen this way, but we're working a basic principle right now. So here, I'm practicing my right forearm, and here across her opposite side. So the head is over here, outside of me. I'm a little protected in case she wants to hit me with that hand. Right? So I can protect myself, and I'm going to control this hand. Maybe she's trying to throw a hammer fist at me with a hook. I can control it and hold. From here, kicks, knees, and then I can shove her away, and I can run. And I can get out of it. So with your partner, what we say is 1 for 1. I go and my partner goes. So let's do this about 5 times. All right, so if you're not sure what we're doing, just watch us. If you don't have a partner and you have a wall that you can work against, you can practice just spraying up against the wall and practice against the wall or even a heavy bag in your dojo. All right, 5 times. Let's do it. Groin kicks, knees, hammer kicks, shove away. Now it's my turn. It's your turn. So. Awesome. So that was 5 times for us. Hopefully you're about there at that same spot. So we just wanted to introduce this control position and see what that looks like. And when we do a lot of our Krav Maga defenses, there is this option to often end up in this control position, and it has a lot of advantages. But before I get into that, let me just say, it's not a position you hold for a long period of time. It's quick, it's short. 2 seconds, 5 seconds, that's it. So very short time. Okay? So when I'm in this position, I have some advantages. Remember? I can look, where is my escape? Where do I want to leave and run? Right, so if this is a bad person trying to harm me, I can kick, I'm out, I'm running. So maybe I need a few seconds to see where that is. Right? If this person has friends or other attackers coming around behind, I can use them as a shield and not let those attackers get to us. So that's another position. Another advantage to it. The other piece is, very often, as you know, attacks are never choreographed. You're caught off guard, you're caught by surprise, you have no idea what's happening, and something just happened to you. So you may need 2 to 3 seconds to orient yourself to see, what happened? What just happened to me? What do I have to do? And this gives you that quick 2 to 3 seconds that you need to figure out what the heck is going on so you can control the situation, eliminate the threat, counterattack, and make your escape, right? So she makes this attack towards me. I get in this position, I'm striking, I'm looking, where's my way out? Where is my exit? I need to get out of here. She has no friends, there's my exit. And I run, and I get out. So if you are working with a partner right now, go ahead and just do it maybe 4 times, 2 times each. Get into that position, make the attack. As you get into this control position, look for your escape. Where's the nearest door? Where's the nearest window? Where's the nearest stairwell? And then look if there's any friends. If you're training in a dojo right now with a lot of people, look to see who may be able to get behind this person and maybe trying to also attack you at the same time. Look for that. Try it. Go 2 times each, 4 times total. Let's do that right now. Okay, so my partner's going to attack me. Oh, get away from me. Snake, pretend you're running. Get out of there. Control his knee, she's out. Nice. She attacks me. Control her. Throw some kicks. I look, there's my exit. Go. I attacked her last time. You got me in control. Throw some kicks and knees and get out. Nice job. Nice job. So hopefully you had the opportunity to try that right now and had a chance to play with it. We're going to come back to this, so don't forget about this idea. This is a control position. When you're in that control position, as I said, it's a very, very short period of time. Next topic for our seminar today, common principles across all levels. So if you're not familiar with Krav Maga does not necessarily have, at least in Krav Maga Alliance in the United States, does not have a belting system. We have a level system. So level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, they do equate to different levels similar to a belting system in martial arts. But regardless of the level that you're at, level 1 being similar to a white or yellow belt, level 2 to about orange belt, 3 is about green, 4 is purple, 5 is brown, and 6 is black. Regardless of the level, there are some common principles that apply across all of our defenses. And we begin those in our beginner levels, and we start very basic, and then we build, because it's not magic. There's not 1,000 different moves that you need to know in Krav Maga. Very simple moves, and you apply to all situations. And that's one of the things I love about Krav Maga, is you don't have to memorize a lot of different movements. You just apply common principles. So let's look at some of those today. That's our goal for right now, the last 15, 20 minutes of our seminar here. So let's talk first about our 360 defenses, and our inside defenses, and how they can apply to a lot of different attacks. So a 360 defense. So I'm going to do this alone for just a second. So my partner's going to step off and be away from me while I show you a few things for a few moments. A 360 defense, we call them this in Krav Maga Alliance because we think about all of our outside defenses making a big circle, 360 degrees. So these are also known as outside defenses. Very similar to a lot of our martial arts. You think about your Jodan Uke, right, in karate, and Krav Maga, very similar. But there are some small differences. First difference is Krav Maga always defends with an attack at the same time whenever possible. So when I make a 360 defense, that's overhead. Think almost like Jodan Uke. I make that defense, I'm also looking to punch at the same time. If I make that 360 defense on the other side, same idea. If I make that defense out to the side a little bit, maybe against a round strike or round kick, I'm also looking to strike my attack. If the attack is coming low, I might get my hips out of the way and also look to make sort of a low punch or a low strike to my attack. So every time I'm making a block, I am looking to strike simultaneously whenever I can. So those are 360 defenses. So my partner's going to come back now. We're going to show you what that looks like. So my partner's going to start first with these big overhand attacks, just as a strike. I make that block, and look how I'm driving my hand. Because I'm working with a partner, I'm striking past her face, not actually at her face. Right? Same idea. So if you happen to have a partner right now, let's try that. One person's going to make these big, just start from now, overhand attacks. Right? Maybe somebody realistically wouldn't strike you this way. But let's apply it now to understand the common principle. Right? So my partner's going to attack me again. I block and I strike. Block and I strike. They can be overhead. Now my partner's going to go out to the side. I'll use my forearm. And I try to make that strike at the same time. Now my partner's going to come low. All right. Now, if you can, let's break this down just a little bit for me to give you some tips. I can't see the attendance in my class right now, so I hope you're all following along. But when you make these blocks and these defenses, as we call them in Krav Maga, we don't want to stand still and just block and strike. Whenever we can, we want to step into it. When I step into a block, I create a frame and a structure that's solid, supported, and balanced. And if I am thinking about a big bad attacker, like my first partner who was on, I need everything I have behind me in order for this to work. So I'm not going to just stand still and block. I'm going to step into it. I'm going to get into this fighting stance. My legs are going to be bent, I'm going to be stable, I'm going to be balanced, and I'm going to step into it at the same time as I block and strike. So now, if you have a partner, mix it up. Try overhand, try out to the side, try underneath. Make your defenses, right? If you have a blocking system in karate or even in a soft style, it doesn't matter. See what you can do to add a strike at the same time that you make that block. You're going to see Alexa and I mix it up now. Alexa's going to attack me for a few rounds, maybe 20, 30 seconds, and then we're going to switch. She's going to mix it up high, medium, low. If you're working alone, just mix it up on your own. Move around in the fighting stance. Make some blocks. Side, low, high, side, low. So mix it up on your own. We got 1 minute for this. Let's go. And switch. Good, and time. Nice job. Hopefully you all got that down. If you're a little confused, this is being recorded, so you can always go back, rewind, watch us again, second time around. So let's add to this. So maybe there's an attack coming at me. Maybe it's empty hand, it doesn't matter. We'll look at some other alternatives in a few moments. So I have the option to block and strike, but I might need to do more. And let's look at what that more can be. So my attacker, this is what I said, comes in with a way overhand strike. I need that block. This one strike might not be enough. What options do I have? Beautiful piece of Krav, there's no rules. So you apply the techniques that work for you. So for myself, strike. If I want, oh, look at that control position we just did. Point kick, knees, hammer fist, shove her away, run, get out of the scene. So it's an option. Another option, make the defense, shove her away. Get out. Other options, make the defense, push kick. Run. Right? So after that initial block and strike, now add more to it. Whatever your style has and whatever works for you and your body type and the level of martial arts that you are at right now. So you will see my partner Alexa attack me, and I'll try a variety of different things. And then I will attack Alexa, and she will try a variety of different things. So we're going to go for about 1 minute. We're going to take turns. She'll go, I'll go, 1 for 1. If you are working alone right now in your house, think of different things that you know and that you know how to do and that works for you, your body type, and your ability. So think about making a block. What would you do after this? Would you go to a control position and throw some knees and throw some kicks? Maybe you hate kicks. So maybe you make a block and you start striking at the face, elbows, punches, and shove them away. So you play with, in your own home, if you're working alone, whatever works for you, but the concept here is follow through. Make the defense, follow through with whatever works. All right, let's go. Let's train. Help me. And time. Hopefully that was enough practice for you. So let's look at how this applies to different concepts. So in a level 1, level 2 class, we look at all overhand strikes, maybe big haymakers, maybe big wide strikes. You typically wouldn't see that in a sparring match, I know, but it's a basic principle. Let's apply it now to other scenarios. And so that being said, I'm going to give my partner knife. So some of our very basic knife attacks that we learn in our level 1, level 2s, and then level 4 and higher. Some of the first knife attacks we learn, just so we can apply these common principles. Obviously, this is not the only way you can be attacked by a knife, we know that. But this is a starting point for many of us. So we can have our knife attacks mirror some of our attacks. So the first one can be an over the head attack. So come on over the head. Oh, look, there's my 360 defense. Now from here, I may want to strike, shove, kick her leg. She still has a weapon. So this may be the time that I'm thinking, you know what, that control position is going to be best. So knife over the top, strike. I got her. Right? Yeah, you know, she's got that knife there. It's okay. Knees, point kick, strikes. When I feel like she's stopped the fight, I need to hold my hand tight. Break, break, strikes, break. And that knife drops. I can also come here and take it away. I'll show you what that looks like in just a second. I'm going to give my partner the knife back. Same idea, over the top. Control, strike, knees, hammer fist. When I feel the fight go out of her, maybe I break the wrist. When I feel she's no longer trying to attack me, I can bring my hand down to the wrist, bring it up here, and I can move to shove and make it fall out, or I can take my hands in. I'm trying to show this slowly on the screen, and rip the knife out of it. Okay. When we deal with, let me just make this as a caveat. I'm going to come close to the screen to bring this down. When we deal with any of our weapons defenses, we make the caveat, I should say the positioning that our first step should be to react. We have to block, we have to stop that attack with a weapon. It's our first thing we have to do. The second is we have to control that weapon, right? If we don't control that weapon can still be used against us. After we control that weapon, then we need to attack, we need to fight back. And then last, we take away. So in Krav Maga, maybe if you're at level 5, level 6, black belt level, you spend a lot of time working on those cavaliers of takeaways and stripping the weapon. But in our beginner levels, it's all about reacting first. I mean, it's the first thing you have to do. You have to react, you have to protect yourself, you have to block the attack. The second piece you have to do is control that weapon. And the third thing that you have to do is counterattack your attacker. Lastly, you focus on the takeaway. So right now, if you have a partner with a knife, go ahead and grab a knife. Those same attacks we just did, over the top, around to the side, underneath, if you've got a knife. If you don't have a knife, grab a plastic soda bottle, Gatorade bottle, water bottle. Use one of those, because we don't know, sometimes in a situation, we won't know what weapon the attacker has, just that they have something in their hands and they're attacking us. So go ahead, I'm gonna have my partner use a knife because that's what we have right here, and work those attacks. From those attacks, go right to that control position and see what you can do to tie up that weapon before you do any kind of fighting back and taking away. So react, control, attack back, and then your takeaway. All right, let's try for just a few more moments. So my attack is going to go nice and attack. Knees, hammer, striking back. Drop the knife. Look, she drops the knife. My decision what to do next. Maybe I pick it up and run. Maybe I don't know anything about that and don't want to touch it, don't want my fingerprints on it. Take it away. Then we come back. So you see my partner and I, we're really focusing on getting into that control. But I'm going to back this up just a little bit. If you're not sure what to do to get into a control position, you don't have to, right? If you're not sure what to do and you're just starting out at this, some of those basic principles from before still apply. So let me show you. Get away from me. Get away. So I don't always have to engage with the weapon. If I'm purely reacting, I can block the attack, right back, shove her leg, push to the leg, disengage, run. Get out of the scene, get out of the scenario. Same thing from below. Get away! And run. That's basic principles that apply to them. So take a few seconds. I'm going to give you one more minute. I know I'm getting close to wrapping up. One more minute to practice any of those outside attacks with your partner. So you can come over the top. You can come underneath. You can come around to the side. You can have empty hands. You can have a knife. You can have a bottle. You can have a stick. You can have anything you want in your hands. Practice blocking and attacking. Maybe you throw a few strikes and shove them away. Maybe you block and throw a counter and tie them up really fast and hold them. Fight back and then do a takeaway. So your choice, 1 minute, and then we'll wrap it up. Good, and time. Take my mask off. All right, thank you, everyone. I had a lot more that I wanted to cover tonight. My first training partner, if you saw David, stepped off the screen after a few moments. He twisted his knee in one of our initial demonstrations, so I had to grab a training partner who's training back here behind the screen today. So he's okay. He's doing great, but he had to step off for us. So hope you got something out of that. I hope you came up with a couple of quick ideas, some things you want to play and you want to check out in your own class. If you have any questions and you want to see more, you want to learn more, you want to talk about this and some ideas that you can apply to your school, regardless of the style that you train in. Katie Murphy, I'm on Facebook. I'm in, you can see my picture. I've got the Athens 2018. I had the honor and privilege of teaching there. And same thing with David Kalish, my husband, who initially started off with me this afternoon. I hope you had a great time. I hope you got something out of it. World Martial Arts Live. So awesome that Hans Rotarian and everyone with World Kabuto was able to bring this together so that regardless of what country we are in and what situation our state or country is in terms of how we are handling this pandemic, that we are at least able to get online and connect with the martial arts family and get a little bit of training in and get a chance to just play and remember that our martial arts is always here for us and never let it go. And when those doors of your dojo open again, you'll be ready to go. Awesome. Great job, everyone, tonight, or today, wherever you are, this morning. And let's do a quick bow to end the afternoon. Stand up nice and straight, hips back.